Hello. So my name is John Byrne, and I manage the fine art photography and special projects career for David LaChapelle, the American artist and photographer. We do about 4 to 5 large-scale exhibitions every year. We do gallery shows, we do special projects, and I work with, of course, him directly every single day. And we have an amazing team both in Los Angeles, New York, and Portland. I also work closely with his photo agent who mostly manages the commercial shoots, like the photography for special commissions from commercial clients, as well as another agent who does commercial video and film projects. But on the day-to-day, we're mostly focused on David's archive, his whole registry of over 5,000 classic works. And because he is a living artist, very much alive, he's making new work almost every single day. I would say he's at the studio every day. And even recently, he's been on a roll, just really like waking up with this inspiration. And we've got a really good team right now. So he's just making stuff very passionately and some really, really great work. When he was younger, he enrolled in school as a painter at North Carolina School of the Arts. He had kind of gotten the bug in Connecticut, and he went down to school to interview for North Carolina School of the Arts to join the very exclusive visual arts program. And he had a portfolio of painting. So he started as a painter, but in one of the first semesters, they picked up a camera to learn camera work, and he never put the camera down. So he transitioned straight into photography, and just within a few years, he dropped out of school, moved to New York, started making his own gallery shows, knocked on the door of Andy Warhol after meeting him at some parties in downtown New York. And one of Andy's colleagues who also worked for Andy's Interview magazine came to see David's art show, because at the time David was so young and so passionate and driven that he just started making his own art shows, art gallery shows in his friend's loft. From there, he got a job with Interview magazine, and the rest is history. He started making some of the most recognizable portraits of public figures that we know today. And as I like to say, he really expanded the genre and changed the genre of pictures. Once he started doing his things, pictures in the fashion world and beyond just never looked the same. He, of course, drew great inspiration from the classic masters of the Italian Renaissance and other great artists, like, of course, Avedon and Guy Bourdin. But he really pushed this idea of storytelling and narrative. So each photo, even though from the surface it is beautiful and colorful and compositionally pleasing, there's always more than what you first appears to your eye. So there's a lot of social context, recently environmental topics, sometimes political ideas, or just ideas about the world that we're living in. And usually never a critique, but more of an observation, almost as they say, art is almost a mirror to society. And throughout the years, because he was doing so many photographs for magazines, he was able to kind of sneak in some really cool, I want to say, parables and stories and lessons about, the world we're living in today. For example, House at the End of the World, or Jesus is My Homeboy, or the story of Icarus. So yeah, there's a lot of really interesting subtext to his photography. And because I'm so immersed in his world, I am aware of a lot of other photography, but am not a big photography fan, to be honest. I love his work because to me it's like theater, it's like painting, it's like cinema. But a lot of other photography I think is beautiful, but it doesn't have that storytelling to me. Just as a side note, I used to be a professional dancer, and when I was in the dance company, it was very rare that we would see other dance companies because we were like in this bubble, and that's really similar to what is happening with me with David. It's important for me though to be aware of what's going on into the art world. And when I'm working on David's career and his strategic planning, I really look to other artists to see, what museums and galleries have they shown at and festivals. And there's really no one that he compares to, because he traverses the world of commercial art, popular culture, and fine art and beyond, because he's known for his music videos, his portraits of pop stars, as well as his museum work and film work. So the closest I could get to sort of was Andy Warhol, who was one of his first boss, who traversed the world of popular culture and was really into the scene. Actually, he was almost an art project himself, like appearing in public and taking on these different personas, which David does not do, but just like playing with like screen printing and this fast reproduction and repetitiveness of symbolism. And then he would do specific commission portraits as well, and then he would do film festivals. Like, he was kind of playing all over the place, which made him ubiquitous to different artists, from like the everyday person to the hierarchy of the most aristocratic families in the world. And so there is not really another person that has done that, maybe since famously like Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo, who also played in those different worlds. But really, like, side by side, another great photographer. I have a hard time following their career. Although there are other great photographers, most of them are very formalist in what they do. They very stick to one thing. So yeah, having said all of that, I haven't been to a lot of photo fairs. I've been to a couple, and to me, they're just overwhelming. It's like a trade show or like a car show, and I just get overwhelmed. And but I do think it's important just to go and see what I can pick up today. So here I am in Paris. I'll let you know how it goes. I might take a couple photos and videos and let you know what I learn. Another quick thing about that is, when I started working with David, I've worked with him 20 years, but really picking up managing the fine art like 10 years ago, we were so, the art world was different. It was really important to have this level of scarcity and being in this top high, offstandish, like we call them blue chip galleries, where it's very hard to, get in the door and have access to these works. And that was working for a really long time, but the art world changed and the whole world changed, especially during the pandemic. Things became more democratic, and audiences didn't want to go through this level of hierarchy or difficulty or this facade of accessing the art that they love. And so you started seeing a lot of pop-up galleries happening, in smaller galleries with younger gallerists with a lot of passion and energy that were more open to ideas and installation, public immersive experiences. So we've kind of explored that in addition to the blue chip galleries that we have. And so originally it was really like only these blue chip galleries and these photo fairs that you would really get to see great work. But now there's more photo fairs, there's more galleries, there's more online venues to access art. And there's different levels of art that the artists are making in different sizes of series, some larger series for a larger audience, and some that are more smaller for a smaller, more exclusive audience or a specific collector. So things have changed a lot. And so I'll be interested to see what's out there today and what kind of galleries have been invited to these fairs, And if it's interesting, stay tuned.